ladies. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching the What Happened on the Soaps, the Young and the Restless edition. All right, today is actually this is for Wednesday, January the 4th, 2023, and then we're gonna move right along into today's episode. That is Thursday, January the 5th, 2023. Honestly, Wednesday was about a 7, but today was about an 8. Let's get into this. We see Phyllis as well as Ashley, and they are talking. And Ashley says, girl, no, Phyllis says, Diana's back in town. And she says, oh my gosh, yes. And they just say, we know Jack did all this, and Phyllis is livid because she said, Summer lied to me. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. And everybody was mad at me like you ran Diane out of town. But the whole time, they actually knew where Diane was. And my daughter didn't even tell me. Made me look like the bad guy in all this. And she said, to be quite honest with you, Jeremy's a criminal. He was going to find Diane because he's going to find out who put him in the prison. So everybody acting like this is my fault. And Ashley said, well, I was not a fan of the whole Jeremy thing. But she said, I agree with you. And she said, Jack is no better. He's sitting up here cuffing for Diane as well. And he actually wants me to apologize for all the stuff. Like Diane hasn't done anything wrong. And Phyllis is like, they're just crazy. All of them, they're just crazy. So around this time, because I'm not gonna hold y'all long, around this time, Summer comes in and she said, Mama's been trying to get to you. Phyllis don't want to talk to you right now, Summer. I'm gonna just be honest with you, girl. Phyllis don't want to talk to you right now. She said, you betrayed my trust. You betrayed me. You chose Diane over me. Now y'all know I'm not Team Diane. I am not Team Phyllis. I just like Phyllis, and I think Diane has lied about everything since she came back into town. However, I don't want her to get hurt by Jeremy Starks and all that. But I do feel like in this, Summer has been kind of leaning towards Diane and Kyle and the Abbotts and everything with them. But anyways, Phyllis said, I don't want to talk to you, girl. And then Ashley is like, well, I can leave. And because Summer was like, I'm sorry to interrupt Ashley. And Ashley was like, no, I can go. And Phyllis said, no, you can stay right here. And she says, no, Phyllis, I'm going to leave. I'm going to talk to you later. Because she could see that Ashley can see that Summer and Phyllis need to talk. So anyways, so Ashley ends up going ahead and she leaves or whatever so that Summer and Phyllis can talk. And she's like, Mom, why are you not talking to me? And Phyllis said, you made your decision, baby. She said, you made your decision. And she said, Mom, you have to understand, I love Kyle and Harrison. I'll do anything for them. And Phyllis says, I understand that. And I would move mountains for you. And I would walk through the fire for you. And I want to keep you safe. And that's why I did what I did. But you're choosing Diane. And I don't know how long. I can't take it anymore. Be with her then. That's what all I got to say. Go over there and be with her. You kicked me out of Marquetti and all that. And I said, now, Phyllis, now, girl, I'm on your side as far as protecting Summer. I get it. I understand that. Now, you was wrong for bringing Jeremy into town. Now, you was wrong for that. Now, I do feel like he would have found out where Diane was anyways and came, but you didn't need to be the person behind it. I will say that. But I understand why you feel the way you feel about a Summer and the betrayal. And some of y'all was like, no, she chose her husband and her son. And okay, but Kyle is choosing his mom. So why can't Summer choose hers? That's all I'm saying. Those of you who are Team Diana, like, no, she's just trying to be on her husband's side. Okay, I get that. But Kyle is choosing his mom. And every time he's very hostile towards Phyllis. But so why does Summer have to always keep the peace? And she has to listen to them make jabs and everything at her mom. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And let's move on because Daniel comes in and he said, oh, the team's all together. Let me buy some drinks. And Phyllis said, actually, I'm about to get out of here. I have a meeting. And Summer said, what meeting? And Phyllis just went on and said, well, I actually have to be anywhere but here. Baby, I'm gone. And so Summer's like, Mom, don't do this. Don't do this. And she leaves anyways. And so Daniel is like, what's going on here? And so she starts explaining everything. And he says, well, it do feel like everybody's taking Mom, is ragging out Mom and taking Diane's side. And she said, but Mom brought in Jeremy Starks. He said, yeah, I see that. But he's just like, I understand what you're saying. He said, but it do feel like everybody's on, beating Mom down. And he said, and Jeremy Starks, it sounds like he was gonna come into town anyways. Everybody who has everybody can understand. I understand what you're saying too, Daniel. I get it. But Summer, so he said, so are you taking, Diane's side on mine? She said, oh my gosh, no. She was like, Diane is to blame for all this. And I said, well, Summer, I'm glad you finally came out, because I was talking bad about you, girl, the way you was doing your mama. She said, do you know how hard it is, how difficult it is to keep on this face and pretend that I'm on Diane's side when I'm not, and I'm trying to support Kyle, but he's always wanted this fantasy about his mom, and I have to sit there and choke it down, and Jack and everybody is just on Diane's side like she's done nothing wrong, when in fact she was the one who brought this dangerous man, because he was gonna come anyways, because he was gonna get his lick back from Diane putting him in the prison and stealing his money. And he said, well, what's going on? And she said, I can't say anything because of Kyle. I don't want to ruin our relationship. Diane already has tried to come in between us. She tried to get Kyle to keep a secret from me. He eventually told me, and she said, but I let her know that I did not appreciate her telling him to keep this secret from me. And so Daniel said, so what you gonna do? Because you can't keep living like this. She said, what am I supposed to do? He said, you lied to your husband, girl. In order to keep the peace in your marriage, you got to lie to the man. And she said, I'm not lying. It's just omission. I said, a lie of omission is a lie, girl. What are you talking about? And then she said, I know I need to say something. I said, yes, you do. Because I was wondering, girl, I was wondering. So then we go over here to Jack and Diane, and she's all like, Jack is like, I think you should stay here. I said, she cannot stay there, Jack. If Jeremy has her tailed, he will clearly see that she is living in the Abbott household, and it makes no sense. So then Jack trying to come up with this theory about saying, say you staying here and you're just trying to get the other half of the money. Just shut up. I mean, how bad do you want the woman in your bed, sir? But anyways, Kyle comes in with all this, and he says he agrees with Jack. He don't want her staying at the Grand Phoenix either, since Jeremy is living there. Do they still call it the Grand Phoenix? I don't know, child. But he said he doesn't want her staying there either, with Jeremy being there, right down the hall and everything. And she said, well, I mean, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be safe. I said, I thought you was terrified of this man, but I guess you're not. Come on, somebody. I don't know what's going on here. Because you said you were scared of him, but now you're so, I can do it. I can take him on. Okay then, Diane. Okay then, girl. So then Diane ends up leaving. And so we see, so she gonna say that she's been at an apartment, but she, until she came to her senses and realized she wanted to be with Jeremy. So Jack and Kyle talk, right? And they talk about how stressful this has been on Summer, and Jack says, yeah, but I don't feel one remorse of sympathy. He doesn't feel any sympathy for Phyllis. I said, well, really, I don't care what you feel for Phyllis, because we all know you have that affection for Diane and everything. And I'm just ready for this to blow up in all y'all's face. That's all I'm ready for. I'm just ready for this to blow up in all of y'all's face, because it's coming. They were setting up the storyline. You can see all the different storylines that's coming. So then we go to, while you worried about Diane, you need to be worried about Jabot. Hold on, y'all. I got to go and put this TV on for Mila. Why do you keep taking it off, sister? Anyways, let me go and do this, but I'm gonna still be talking to y'all while I'm doing this. All right, so then we go and we see Devon and Abby. So she's over at his place with Dominic, right? So she's over there with Dominic because he's gonna have a visit from his grandfather, Grandpa Tucker, right? So Abby's come over so they can all have this nice visit, and she actually wants to stay just to so everything can be cool, right? And so they were like, okay, you can stay. You can stay. And everything. So they're like, okay. So she gonna stay. And then as she's talking to Devon, Tucker comes in, right? And when Tucker comes in, he says, oh my gosh, this is so nice to see. So he's playing with Dominic, but Dominic is a little worn out. So they need to actually go and put him down to bed. So Devon says, I'm gonna go and put him to sleep. And Tucker said, well, it'll give Ashley, not Ashley, y'all, I'm sorry, I've been calling this girl Ashley, I mean Abby. It'll get Abby and I a chance to talk. So they're talking, right? And he tells her, he just wants to get to know family. He doesn't want anything, from them. He's not trying to, do bad stuff. I said, okay. I mean, on one hand, that's the truth. On the other hand, it's not. Um, he has ulterior motives, and so Abby is just like, because he makes a comment about, you and Devon are forever connected. She said, "What do you mean by that?" He said, "Y'all got Dominic, so y'all will forever be connected. So we'll always, all of us will have to be in each other's lives." And so he doesn't want to get out on a bad foot, and he has. He doesn't wish ill will towards Ashley. He actually just wants to be in her life as well as Devon's. Oops. So then Devon comes down and he's like, "What y'all all talking about?" And they were like, "No, we're good." So Tucker ends up having to leave, right? And so Devon tells Abby, "What were you guys talking about?" Because it seemed intense when I came in. Like it was like a moment y'all were having. And she said, "Well, he just made mention that we'll all always be in each other's life." And Devon was like, "Yeah, that is true." And then she talks about having to go home, and at home, it's the chancellor's mansion, and that's definitely not home anymore. And so he tell her, "I don't want you to go." She said, "I don't want to leave." And then the next thing I know, I said, "What's happening?" They said, "Ooh, baby, baby." I said, "Between the sheets, y'all go again. Why y'all don't get off this couch?" But have we ever seen a bedroom in one of those apartments, townhomes? Child, I don't know. Anyways, they do what they do again. So then Tucker bangs on Diane's door talking about, it's Jeremy Starks. And then then she let him in or whatever, because he said, "I'm just playing this Tucker." She was like, "You're such a jerk." And so, what is it, Mama? Oh, okay. So then she says, "Oh, Diane, it seems like you got everything you want." She said, "What do you mean? I'm having a he was like, "You moving into the mansion?" She said, "Actually, no, I'm moving, I'm gonna be here." And he said, "No, ma'am, no, ma'am." And so he tells her, "Well, I need Jeremy out of town. I need you to go ahead and do it." She said, "I'm trying." I said, "What?" She said, "I'm trying to get this man out of town. If you hadn't brought him here because you got all upset with me because I wouldn't give you the financial information for your bow, and so you brought him here. You started all of this." I said, "He sure the heck did. He really started all this, and Tucker's hands are clean, baby. He did. He put all this emotion, and now he is nobody thinks Tucker when they think about Jeremy Starks coming to town. But he gave the information because Victor people couldn't find it. They were no good. But anyways, he tells her, "You got everything you wanted." He said, "You wanted to be with Jack." And she says, "I'm actually not gonna be with them." And he said, "Girl, it's just a matter of time." I say, "I know you right, Tucker." So, anyways, Phyllis is she sounded like she went somewhere and got a few drinks in her. And so she tried to talk to Amanda because she said, "I just need a friend." And Tucker said, "We don't have to be friends for us to talk." I really don't remember how that ended. I think it just ended. You know how sometimes Young and the Restless do. They'll have a story, have a little part with people, and then they just don't go back to them. Anyway, so then Diane goes back to the house or whatever, and she's talking to Kyle. I said, "Why do you keep going over to this house?" But anyway, she's talking to Kyle and Jack, and she tells them, that everything is set in motion and she's gonna be good. And Kyle he's stressed out about it, but she says, "No, y'all, I need y'all to trust me. Don't y'all trust me?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay, we trust you, but we don't trust Jeremy." And she said, "I'm gonna be fine." And they were like, "You're the one who told us he was so dangerous." She said, "But I know how to work with him." Okay, girl. Okay, girl. So then Kyle leaves, and it leaves just Diane and Jack, right? And so you know, she tells Jack, it might need to be charged, Mama. So she tells, yep, it needs to be charged, Mama. So she tells Jack, I'm sorry about that, guys. So she tells Jack that she is going to be okay staying at the hotel, and he's still concerned about her. He really would prefer if she would stay with him, but she says, "No, I'll be fine." And then they give each other a little peck or whatever. I don't think it was even much of a peck, but but Ashley see it and she says, "Are you kidding me?" She comes in and she says, "Are you kidding me? What is going on?" And she's like, "What is going on?" And that's how I ended, y'all. So let's go to the day's episode. I'm gonna get a day an 8. Cause some things thing. Okay, so we see Sally and Adam. I said, I'm so sick of these two. Honestly, I don't know. Like, Young and the Restless, this has been going on too long. I don't really care about these two anymore. I don't care about Sally getting with Adam. I don't care about her being pregnant in this storyline about who's the daddy. We've seen this storyline multiple times on multiple soaps over the years. I'm not interested in it. And so, anyways, Sally, okay, mama, let's go. So Sally is trying to make a doctor's appointment at Crimson Lights. And I said, girl, why you make your doctor's appointment when you were in the room and could talk in private? But she didn't. So she's trying to make it all loud. And Adam is like, are you okay? And she said, why are you eavesdropping and all that on her? And he was like, I wasn't eavesdropping. I just heard, I just was checking on you because you look a little tired and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, I'm fine. But then she was trying to tell him, like, I don't want anything to do with you, Adam. Like, leave me alone. Stop bothering me all the time. And he was like, whoa, I was just checking on you, Sally. It's like, it ain't that deep. But for her, I guess for her it is, Adam. I'm just like, leave her alone. But anyways, he pulls up a seat and he talks to her and just tells, because she ends up telling him that she's tired because she's stressed. Well, actually, he says, what's keeping you up at night? And she said, do you mean who's keeping me up at night? I said, now, Sally, that's not what the man said. But she said, like, I'm tired of him. I might be pregnant by him or his brother. A whole mess. But anyways, hold on, mama. But anyway, she tells him the reason that she's tired. Stop that, Mila. No, the reason that she's tired is because lunch in a company is very difficult, so that's what has her so overwhelmed and tired and everything. And he's like, oh, okay, but you shouldn't have to worry about all of that, and I wish you the best of luck. And y'all are pretty much in with them just wishing each other well, but them not trying to get in each other's way anymore because he understands she's moved on. So then Sally goes home and she has a letter, like a little uh, piece of paper that says what to do in your first trimester. I said, well, girl, you knew you was gonna be pregnant. And that's what I'm talking about when I told y'all earlier, I was like, Sally, did you even change your sheets between the brothers? Because it was too, so like you were with Nick, then you got with Adam, and now you with Nick again. You don't know we don't know who this baby is. We don't know who this baby could be because you did it so she did it so fast. So no shade to Sally. I'm just saying. Give anyways, let's move on, y'all. So, anyways, then we see hold on, girl. Then we see Abby and Devon. Now it's the next morning, right? And so she's come downstairs because he let her sleep in because he said he Dominic went out to play and she was like, oh, I wanted to go. I would have loved to go play with him. And he said, well, I thought you needed to rest, right? He thought she needed to rest. And so she was like, oh yeah, well, thank you for that. And then he was asking her, how do you feel about last night? And she told him, she was cool about last night and what happened between the two of them. She was good with that. And he was like, okay, and he was like, he was good. He's good with it too. But, they both got to get their day started. So they go ahead and about their day. And then we see Abby meets up with Daniel because she's supposed to meet Noah, right? And I said, oh, since Abby got her little divorce, she be dressing cute. Like they got her in some hot mama dresses and stuff. I like it. But anyway, so she wants to meet Noah, but Noah isn't at his club, so she ends up going and Daniel is there. And so Daniel tells her a little bit about what's going on with him and Lucy. I mean Heather, but he doesn't want to really get into it. And she says, I understand. And then she lets him know that she and Chance are actually on the outs. They're divorcing. And he says he's sorry about that. But then Daniel tells her he has to go to a meeting, right? Because he really doesn't want to get into it. And then we see Devon goes in because he had a meeting, right? And he goes into Chancellor Winters, and Audra and Lily are talking because they're ready to press forward with this IPO. And Devon is like, wait, we didn't discuss this. And Lily said, what are you talking about? We did discuss this and we told you we wanted to move forward with it. And then there's a certain chirp that happens on Audra's phone and she says, oh, I need to take this. But she lets Lily and Devon talk. So then she goes over to Tucker's office and she's like, "What do you want? You interrupted me in the middle of an IPO meeting. I was in a meeting." He says, "What's going on with the IPO?" And she said, "Well, we're actually launching forward with it. We're trying." Jill and um Jill and Lily are yes. Devon is still a no. And he said, "You need to convince him." And she said, I don't know how you expect me to do that. Why don't you talk to him and persuade him?" And he was like, "You're right. Okay." So he's gonna try to talk to him or whatever, but he says, I need you to work on your end because he wants to work with Devon. So then we go to Devon and Lily, and they're fussing because he says, "I don't get a say in this. We merged this company so that they could have control, and if they do the IPO, then they're not gonna have control." And he said, "I don't get a say." She said, "Jill's vote counts for as both of ours, and so I'm voting for Jill. So yeah, you're outnumbered." And I see, what Lily, what you say that for? Because this boy is gonna be like, "I shouldn't have did this." So, anyways, she tells him it is what it is. Like, unless you come up with a reason for us not to go public, we're going public with this. And so then that's when Lily Devon just leaves and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna come up with a reason." So he leaves, and that's when Lily and Daniel talk, right? So Lily and Daniel are talking because she sees him in Crimson Lights, and he finally opens up to her about Heather and Lucy and everything going on with him. And she was like, "Man," because he had sent Heather a message about him being, because a press release went out about his Princess Lucia, is it Lucia, anyways, his game with Chancellor Winters, and Heather says she's congratulations, but Lucy's not ready yet. And so he's like a little bit sad about that. So then we see that when he's talking to Lily, he explains everything that's going on, and she says, "I'm sorry about everything." And he's like, "No, no, no. It's fine. It's not your fault. And I'll be fine." He said, "Right now I need to focus on work and then, prove myself and then get." I don't know if he wants to win them back or not, but I do know he wants a relationship with his daughter. But I'm not sure if winning Heather back, as far as being, with him as a partner, is something he wants, or if he just wants her respect. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. But anyway, so that's the end with them because she gets a message, and her message is from Billy telling her he's at the counselor's office. Is she on her way? And Lily is looking, because she tells Daniel, "I gotta go." And he said, "Is everything okay with you? Because you're looking like you're upset or anxious about something." And she was like, "No, no, no, I'm fine. I'm fine." And then she gets up and she looks at the message, right? And Lily looking like, "I don't want to do this." And I said, "Don't do it, Lily." I'm like y'all in the comments who are saying they don't need to be together. They do not. This is a mess. So, anyways, then we go over here and y'all. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it later. So then we go over here and Tucker sees Devon. He goes to society to see Abby, but she's not there. So he sees Tucker sees Devon, and so they start talking. And he says, "Are you upset about something?" And he tells him about the IPO. And Tucker said, "Well, you could always, you know, take Hamilton Winters back and do your own thing." He said, "I could help you with that." He said, "I'm sorry. I know you don't need help in buying back your company or doing any of that, but you could do your own thing or whatever." And Devon doesn't really want to talk to Tucker about it, but he hears what Tucker's saying. And he was like, I always thank you for giving me that advice." And then Devon has got to leave. He's getting ready to go. And Tucker phone chirps. And it's the same chirp that Audrey had. And so he's like, "Huh." Well, and Tucker says, "Oh, it came with the phone." And Devon said, "Huh, that's a unique chirp or whatever." He said, "It came with the phone." I said, "Baby, I love that Devon is not a dumb man." So then Devon gets outside and he says, "Hey," he calls somebody. He says, "I need you to give me all the connections that could tie Tucker and Audrey together." I said, "Devon about to find it out, baby." Yes. But you know what? When Devon finds this out, all he gonna do is merge with Tucker. If anything, I still believe he's gonna take Hamilton Winters by himself, but I think he's gonna merge with Tucker. Tucker's gonna get what he wants because Devon realizes that um that Lily and Jill are so in a rush to make their company public that they're not thinking about any kind of safety and safeguards. And once again, Devon's going to realize he was right, and he's going to want to bring his company back. So I think he will end up pairing with Tucker, only because he will have more say so and be able to run the company the way he wants to. Honestly, that's my thought on it. Y'all tell me what you think. All right, so then we move on to Ashley and Jack. And so he's getting dressed downstairs, like, but why? But anyways, and then she comes down and he says, I need to finish getting dressed. I said, but baby, you was getting dressed in the living room for everybody to see. Why you want to go upstairs to your bedroom now? It didn't make sense when you were in the living room getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Ashley said, you need to tell me about what was going on with you and Diane last night. And he said, that's none of your business. I said, because you got so much smoke for Ashley about Tucker when you saw that little smack she gave him. And he was like, that's none of your business or whatever. And so she just tells him, Jack, you're really, like, y'all were hiding Diane. Y'all were hiding Diane, and I know y'all were. And I mean, you can't see what she's doing. She's worming her. She wormed her way back into y'all, and is worming her way back into your bed. Like, you don't understand that that's what she's doing. And Jack don't want to hear it. He's like, Diane is the mother of my son. And she said, I know that. She said, but you're delusional when it comes to her. It's like you believe everything she says, even though all she's done is lie since she got here, and she's brought us all to danger. And she said, you might have forgotten, but I remember little Kyle that I had to console when Diane was doing her trickery and lied about being dead all these years, and went off to California and lived the life that she wanted to live. And now she wants to pop back up, and she gets to come right on back in or whatever. And so so Jack told Ashley, listen, if you don't like it, then you could get out of the house or whatever. And I said, well, what this got to do with anything? Because she don't want Diane staying in the house or anything like that. He said, you could get out. And I said, wait, you gonna kick her out the house? And baby Ashley came right back to him, and she said, I'm not budging an inch for Diane. This is my house too. I was about to say, because Jack act like it's all his. She said, this is my house too. And she said, and you want to always talk about Jabot. And she said, you might be the CEO of Jabot, but I have rights in that company. It's my company too. And she said, and y'all brought Diane in and didn't even give me a vote on it. So I'm putting you on warning. I said, oh, wait a minute. And Jack looking at Ashley like, what in the world? I said, well, you was the one running around here. I am Jabot. Kicking your sister out of the house because of Diane, baby. Get him, Ashley. I said, uh-oh. Everything is lining up. I'm sorry, y'all. Everything is lining up for Tucker and what he wants. And Tucker wants Ashley and he wants Ashley over Jabot with him, as well as Devon over him, Chancellor Winters with him. I said, well, this might work. But he does. The only problem is, he said Jeremy might ruin some stuff for him. So he needs him out of town. I said, well, I don't know. Let's see what happens. So then we see Diane and Kyle, and they're coming in from breakfast, and he just says, and I said, I thought it was too dang dangerous. But they went off to a beaten path. And anyway, Summer says, Kyle, we need to talk. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I took my mom off so that no one could see us for breakfast. So that's why I came in late. And she said, well, we needed to talk about Mariah's vacation and everything. And so then Diane is like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for them. And Summer said, you don't even know them. And she said, like, Diane is taking them back. She said, well, we worked together. Baby, Summer was cold because at this point, Summer can't hide it anymore. Her relationship with her mom is all messed up, and she can't stand this woman and having to pretend that she likes her. I said, well, why be nice to Diane when Kyle is clearly hostile to your mama, and you've been trying with Diane, and he hasn't tried with Phyllis. So do what you do. I don't care. I really don't care. So then, anyways, Summer just like, I gotta find something in Jack's office. So Kyle and Diane were talking And she gets a phone call from Jeremy, and he's telling her, he wants to meet and everything later on. And she's like, okay. So she tells Kyle Jerry wants to meet her, and he's like, oh, I don't know about this. And she says, Kyle, I need y'all to trust me. Jack can't come with this. No one can come because I need Jeremy to trust me. I said, now why you want to talk to this man? I don't know, child. I don't know. Y'all tell me. And so then when Diane leaves, Summer comes out, and she said, we need to talk. He said, yeah, I figured that wasn't what you wanted to talk about, Mariah's vacation or time off. He said, especially how frosty you are with my mom. I feel like there's more going on. And she said, there is. And she says, I need a break from all this. I need a break from Genoa City. I need a break from all the drama, the danger. I need a break. And there's a fashion show or something going on, a buyer's going on in Paris, and she wants to go. And he was like, yeah, I think that'd be good. And she said, I want to take Harrison with me. And that was the end of that, y'all. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. That was The Young and the Restless for Wednesday and Thursday. And I will see you tomorrow for an all new episode. And the last episode of the week of The Young and the Restless. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night. Oh, sorry. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.